Welcome to the show. Before we get started, please introduce yourselves. Where are you located and what is your occupation? And I will start with you, Tracy. Where are you located and what is your occupation?
Hi, I'm located in Atlanta metro area right now, but I'll be moving to North Augusta, South Carolina soon. And my occupation, I work in the clinical space with Piedmont Healthcare.
Awesome. Welcome. Mia.
Hi, I'm Nia. I'm in the Oakland Bay Area and I curate women's wellness subscription boxes and experiences.
Awesome. Welcome. And Tony.
Hi, I am Tony. I am also in the Bay Area. I'm actually located in Concord. I work as a resource specialist for a youth CSU with telecare, and I am also a life coach.
All right. All right, ladies. Sounds good. Let's dive into the topics. A 39-year-old becomes the first Black woman to visit every country in the world.
Wanderlust, that strong desire to travel lives in so many of us. But for Jessica Nabongo, she's globetrotting with a grand goal. She's not going to let anything get in her way.
My goal is to become the first Black woman to travel to every single country in the world.
You heard that right. Jessica Nabongo has set out to see the world. The self-professed geography nerd has visited 167 countries so far, and she plans to set foot in all 195 countries before the end of this year. When we caught up with her, she was in Abu Dhabi.
I've been traveling internationally since I was 4 years old, and I've always been curious about the world. From a young age, my parents really showed me the importance of travel, and it sort of just maintained as I got older.
The 35-year-old is an American with dual citizenship. Her parents emigrated from Uganda before she was born. She grew up in Detroit and has lived in 5 countries on 4 different continents. She enjoys traveling with friends, and she's not afraid to go it alone.
I have traveled to, I believe, 58 countries by myself. There's just a lot of places so far off the beaten path that my friends are not interested in coming with me. And I've always been the type of person where it's like, if I want to go somewhere, I'm just going to go without waiting for other people to come with.
This savvy traveler manages to look picture perfect everywhere she goes.
The only makeup I ever wear is lipstick. If you really look at my pictures, I wear the same thing very often. I love bright colors, so I'm always just making sure I'm wearing bright colors and finding my light.
Burning question, how does she finance her travel?
I am self-funded mostly. I run a travel agency that I started in 2015. I'm a freelance writer. Thanks to the growth of my Instagram platform, I'm able to do partnerships with brands. I work with a lot of tour companies, so a lot of times everything that I'm doing in a country is free as well.
Have you ever traveled outside of the US? All right. Have you ever traveled outside of the US? And I will start with you, Tracy.
Yes, I've traveled outside of the US, not to that many countries, but yes, I have traveled outside of the US.
Awesome, awesome. And where did you go?
I've been to Jamaica and Bahamas. I've been to Jamaica a few times because my daughter's father's from Jamaica. So yes.
Awesome. All right. Nia, same questions for you. Have you ever left the United States and traveled?
Yeah, I've traveled outside of the US. I've done most of my traveling on this hemisphere. Mexico, Costa Rica, kind of like south of the US. And I've also been to Ghana.
Awesome. Hey, and Tony.
I actually have not. And it's funny because for my birthday this summer, I actually want to travel out the country. I just went and got my passport appointment done today. So I'm preparing to start traveling a lot more.
Yay.
Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome, awesome. So the next question I have for you all is, Would you slash did you travel alone?
My name is Delphine. I am the founder and the CEO of Essential Beauty Products. I am the only owner in my family that started a big beauty product business. I am proud to let you know my products are clean and they are very essential for your everyday use. And I want to let you know you will not be disappointed. We sell products such as oils and many other varieties of beauty products. Come and check us out.
I guess I should probably ask. Yeah, I'll ask it like that. Would you travel alone? Have you traveled alone? I'll start with you, Tracy.
Um, would I travel? Nowadays, I probably would not necessarily travel alone. When I did go to Jamaica once, I went with my daughter for her sweet 16. I took her, and people thought that I was crazy. Like they thought I was alone because I only had my daughter, but it was a good experience in Jamaica. I was very aware of my surroundings, so it was okay. But fast forward to the world we live in today, I don't think I probably would travel alone.
Gotcha. Nia, same question for you.
Yeah, I did some traveling alone, but there's a little caveat because I originally went meeting a kind of a work organization, like a reforesting group in Michoacan. But before and after, there was definitely some solo travel attached to the work that I did simply because I'm already here, so I might as well explore.
Awesome. Awesome. Tony.
Okay, I actually have traveled alone, not too far, just in the States, not out of the country, but it seems like it's become a thing for me to pick a random place to go on my birthday and go alone. I don't know about traveling outside of the country by myself, but I definitely enjoy sometimes traveling alone. I tend to meet people and I've had pretty good experiences, so I'm open to it.
Awesome. All right, ladies. Thank you. We're going to go on to the next topic. There's a complex battle between Black hairstylists and clients.
Are you doing hair with all these rules? Issue number one, pictures. If I'm coming to get my hair done, for me personally, when I'm reading your rules and your policies, I am not. You're done doing my hair. I've seen, and this is not something that's like a one-off. Most people that I have tried to look with, when you go and read their policies, it really says, come with your makeup done because I will be taking a picture of you when we're done. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm not giving you permission to take a picture from me. And you don't just put it in your policy as if that's required. I'm paying you to do my hair. I don't also have to be your model. And I want to be clear that I completely understand that, you know, people need pictures of their work so that they can post it on their social media so people can see, you know, like their work. But at the end of the day, your clients are not required to also be your model. You can ask, maybe give them an incentive like, oh, 10% off now or 10% off the next time you get your hair done. Like, but you can't just tell your client like, oh, you have to let me take a picture of you because I'm doing your hair. That's not how it works. I'm actually pretty sure that all these hairstylists got some homegirls that would love to get their hair done for free just so that they can be their model and they can put their work on their Instagram. Don't make your client feel uncomfortable by making them feel like they're obligated to take a picture. I don't come to the hair salon with makeup on. I don't do that. I'm not putting makeup on to come to the hair salon.
Do you get your hair done at the salon or by a stylist? And I will start with Tony.
been seeing I've been seeing a lot of controversy about this.
My name is Maria Elena Zuniga. My business is called New Beginnings Community Impact LLC. I'm a Texas certified notary and also a loan signing agent, interpreter, translator, and I am a wedding officiant. I'm a newly published author. My book is called Starting Over, A Second Line of Hope. Thank you.
And my opinion, I do get my hair done. I haven't been to a salon in a while because I just started I just started locking my hair, and it's funny because the girl who started it, like she disappeared, like just dropped off the planet of the earth, right? Like literally.
Oh,
And so, right, so this is new for me. And with my hair being locked and it being started with someone else, I'm looking for another stylist. So it's kind of crazy because you have to, with locks, it's different. It's a totally different ballgame than getting your hair done, right? A lot of locticians don't like to come behind clients that have their hair started from someone else. That's something that I've discovered. Also, they always like to do certain type of consultations. Um, I have small locks, so it's more, a lot of people don't do them. It's like really complicated. Like, and so it kind of like deterred me. I'm the type, I like to be able to at least maintain my own hair for that reason, because people disappear. Or they're too busy. I used to have short hair and would be in the shop all day, like
Oh God.
all day. And I'm pretty kind of, it's frustrating. Even like the braiders, like the last time I got my hair braided, it was horrible. And of course, you pay a lot to get your hair braided, especially in the Bay Area. I got my hair braided in Oakland. It was good. But the last time she braided my hair, it was kind of terrible. And it's crazy too, because this was like I was getting my hair braided for my mom's um death celebration. And so it was just terrible. And so that right there, I think after that experience, I just locked my hair just to make it easier for me. Um, it's my daughter who gets her hair done in wigs and weaves. Like, it's complicated because they cancel on you. They want deposit, they want pictures, they want a lot, okay, including a lot of time and a lot of money. And I'm looking for someone. That I did have someone who I would love for her to do my hair, but because she doesn't do small locks or sister locks anymore, she can't. She did it for me once, but other than that, I am on the hunt for a new stylist and hoping that I don't have to go through that, because it's a little,
Wow.
man, like I'm just thinking about the house braider I went to one time. She, she charged me like 160. I promise you, y'all, for like 8 braids, right? For real. Like it was like,
wow.
I'm like
What
I
kind
had
of braids
jumbo
was it?
braids.
Were they cornrows or jumbo braids?
They
Okay.
were box
Yeah.
braids, right? They were jumbo. Okay, it was probably like 10 braids, right? Jumbo braids, right? So I had really thick hair. And do you know she charged me an extra like $20 because she said she had to go back through my hair with a blow dryer because it was like it wasn't straight enough. And I was just taking, mind you, this at her house in East Oakland, in the hood.
Uh,
First of all,
yeah.
we don't even get where listen, and I'm not saying that, I don't knock it because I was there, but at the same time, you can't be charging shop prices, and your work wasn't that great. And then you're
Yeah.
charging extra when your hair is thick, like they have an extra fee when you have thick hair and I'm black.
I
Because
know.
I've
It's
been
like, so
charged.
you want my hair to be thin? It's like, but
Yeah,
we don't have thin hair.
yes, I have been charged extra from braiders and people doing my hair because my hair is really thick. So, and
Wow.
that's a charge that a lot of times they don't tell you till you get in the chair. Like,
Of
oh, I
course.
gotta do this, and I gotta thin it out, and yeah. So
Wow.
That's
Thank you,
crazy.
Tony. I actually
yeah.
have follow-up questions, but thank you, Tony.
So,
Yes, honey. Nia, same question to you. Do you go to the hair salon or do you go to a stylist for your hair?
Honestly, the answer is no. I think the desire's there, but my hair journey, basically, when I stopped getting perms because my grandmother was my beautician from the time that I was able to sit in a chair until I went to college. So that was all perms, right? And there's a very old school salon experience that I'm accustomed to that I think is kind of ingrained in the service that I want to pay to get, that is not part of the services that are provided today. And I think that's the part that gets missed, is that the people who do hair today don't really see it as they're providing a service. And so that level of service, of serving you, of shampooing your hair and giving you my time and my energy and making you an individual person who's sitting in my chair and treating you as a person and having a conversation with you, or allowing you to be in this space and let off some steam and have conversations with us as women in the salon. Sprinkles of men occasionally who have plenty to say and lots to add, is not part of the culture of hair today. So because that is what I expect, I don't go sit in people's chair. I had locks for, 20 years after the perms, and now I'm just doing my hair natural, which is like cut my locks and just kind of understanding how my curl patterns work and how to do my hair. I would love to go to a salon. I just don't believe the the culture of salon is something that I want to subject myself to. When I have gone in recent days, in the last, say, 4 years, I've gone to friends who do hair. They do all the experiences: hair, nail, weaves, braids, and they do a service where it's called a solo salon. So it's just the chair, the stylist, and you. And so your time is just you and that person in that tiny space. It's like these tiny salons. So again, there's not I'm waiting an hour and a half for the client who's already in the chair. It's like when I come in, I'm private, I'm with you. We're girl, and they can provide whatever experience they want to have. So they can have on music, or they can have drinks, or, it's a little bit more tailored to whatever I'm looking for at that time, and I'm paying for that window of time. And at the end of it, I expect the service as well as kind of the journey of, getting from point A to point B. So this new style, I want to get my hair done. I do, because I need to get it cut. But it's easier for me just to go on YouTube University, guys, honestly, and figure out how to
Yeah.
cut these ends and how to get these knots out
Yeah.
than going through prepaying and not knowing and what is the culture. And I
Mhm.
don't know it because I haven't been in it so long that I'm ancient and no one's going to tell me, and I'm going to be looking like an outcast. Like, I
Uh-huh.
can't. Like, I'm 50 and I have kids, I run a business. Like, I can't understand what you're doing right now. I just want to get a service. Like, please.
Thank
Right.
you, Nia.
Period.
Period. Thank you, Tracy.
And Tracy, do you go to the hair salon or do you have a
Um,
stylist that you go
yeah.
to?
So my little sister she has her own shop. And I go to her only on special occasions, or if I really want my hair done. Otherwise, I go and buy wigs. Like, this is my new wig. Or I wear my hair natural. My hair is natural in a ponytail or braids or twists. I twist them myself. Back in the days, now dating myself, but back in the days, I loved going to the salon, even though we had to wait like an hour, 2 hours, like someone was hinting to. I think it might have been Nia, hinting to the fact, like, an hour and a half, I'm waiting. Now it's 2 hours, but we would wait. back when I was younger. I don't have that patience anymore. So, like I said, when I want a specific hairstyle or I just want a blowout, I'll go to her. But she does do all that young lady was talking about. Not that she has it on her website, but afterwards she will ask, like, hey, can I take a picture of you or whatever, so she can put it on her IG or what have you. But she's not making you come with makeup on and all that ridiculousness. But I can say that it does sound like from that video, yeah, hairdressers are going to a new level at this stage of the game, and I wouldn't want to be bothered with that. I used to go to the hairdresser every week, but I couldn't tolerate that now.
Exactly. Thank you, Tracy. All right, so I have a follow-up question for you ladies. So the next question I have is, have you ever had a bad experience at the salon or with the stylist? And I will go back to you, Tracy. Have you ever had like a specific bad experience or with a stylist or salon that you know feel comfortable sharing?
Years ago, and it's my cousin, she's around 70 something, it's her salon, and she had a young lady working for her. I was in my early 20s, and my hair is very thin, and they had the hot curlers on too high, and I was like, the hot curlers are kind of high for my hair because it's very thin. And she proceeded to, no, it's okay. And when she went to go do my hair, singed my hair and broke off my hair. Now my hair is like this, you know.
Oh no.
So I had to nicely tell my cousin I won't be paying her, and next time she needs to listen, because or you should know. To me, or you should know, as a master stylist, you can tell different people's hair. Like, my hair is not thick, my hair is thin. So you should have known those curlers were too hot. And I'm trying to tell you, the curlers look too hot. No, they're fine. But yeah, that was my bad experience at my cousin's shop.
That is definitely a bad experience. Wow. Sorry about that. Yikes. Nia, same question for you.
Yeah, I've had a bad experience. I'm gonna excuse the stylist because I came in with a lot, like like it was probably way more than he was able to handle at that moment. We maybe should have done a consult because at the time, like I said, I had locks. I kind of had like 7 dreadlocks in the front of my hair, and then the rest was kind of natural, tapered down. So, it's kind of like shaved, and then it goes kind of more hair into the front where there are these locks.
Oh,
And
okay.
sat in the chair, and I did that. So in my world, I can put the curl stuff on, and I could have the locks and the curls blend into the locks, and it all works out in my world. But when I go to his chair, he's not really maybe, well, there's a couple things that are happening. He is the person that does all the styling. So everybody does all the process up to the styling chair. So someone else washed it, someone else dried it, then they straightened it for him to cut it, and then I don't even call it styling, then wet it back up. And so then I ended up going from natural to straight to curly, wet, dripping, and then that was the end of the service.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh no. Sorry about that, Nia. Tony, have you ever had that experience?
Yeah, I've had a few. I've had a few. I think the most significant one is like, I for a while my hair was permed and it was short. And so I went to this lady. I don't know if I've been there before, possibly, but it was also dyed. So I don't know if she dyed it or permed it that same day, but I know that my hair was already previously dyed. She permed it, and it was bad. That was the worst perm burn. The perm burn was so bad. Number one, I had to call her the next. I couldn't even sleep that night. Like, my head was throbbing. it was short. It was so, and it immediately started breaking, but it was so painful, trying to sleep. And it was, that was like the worst. I still kind of have like a scar, like a thin area, because the hair, it never really grew back right. It was, so that perm burn, yeah, that was it. That made me stop perming my hair kind of after that. That was kind of like, and I'm at the shop. I'm at the shop, and she was old school, so I trusted her. I trusted she was a professional with short hair. I trusted her. But the perm burn was really, really bad. And I don't know if anybody ever had their hair burned by perm, but when it starts scabbing and all of
Yeah,
that,
that
it was.
chemical burn is a whole nother level of treatment. It's not like a burn, it's a chemical burn. So there's more like weeping and it doesn't
Mm,
heal fast. And it's like,
the
what's going
pus
on?
and the hair sticking to it. It just,
Right.
oh my God,
Did
like
you
my
get
head
your
was
money
hurting.
back? Did you get your money back?
Nope.
Oh.
Wow.
No, I did not. Nope.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Nope. I'm trying to think. It was so long ago that I do remember calling her though. Like, but did she run me some money? Absolutely not. Like that wasn't even and I was so mad. I just was so, I mean, because I was in pain for like days. Like it was the most excruciating situation. But yeah, I think after my hair kind of got better, shortly after I stopped perming my hair. I went a totally different way. I just started going natural. It just,
I was gonna
that
say
experience.
blessing in disguise because you went natural. After that, you didn't even want any parts, and that sounds familiar to
Nah.
me. I stopped too. Wow, I haven't done the perm thing, none of that, and I mean since I was like 15. And mind you, right now I'm 31, so I just made a
Mm,
decision to stop. I was tired of my hair being damaged. I was tired of doing something just because I was told I was supposed to do it, but there was no real reason for perming and straightening and doing all this other stuff. So sometimes even
mm-hmm.
though it was a bad situation, you ended up now you have healthy hair now because of your natural, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sucks that that had to happen, but sometimes drastic things have to happen to your hair for you to be like, you know what, let me switch directions. So I'll jump in really
Right.
quick, ladies, and give my experience. One time years ago, I want to say at least maybe 6, 7 years ago, I went to the salon. It was I don't anyway, I went to this hair braiding salon and I asked this young lady just to braid my hair in one braid, but those braids that go all around the head and it meets at the crown.
Mm-hmm.
I had her.
Oh,
I
okay.
asked her, yes, exactly. I just wanted something that could help me, put my wigs on better. So because my hair
Okay.
was so thick, so I had to get it braided. So anyway, right? I never been to her. I've been to that salon before, but I had never had her. So and it was the winter. I will give you that. But it was really weird. Like she kept her coat on, she kept her scarf on the whole time, she kept her hat on the whole time, which
Mm,
that should have been a clue, right? So as
mm,
she's braiding, at a certain point, I keep asking her, could it be a little looser? She said, okay. And it's like for a few minutes, she would do it. She would ease up how strong she was pulling my hair, but then she would start doing it again. She would start kind of braiding it hard. So I went home and I started feeling pounding on my head, right? So I
mm,
took an Advil because it was that bad. And I don't even take pills like that, but I took an Advil. All right. It was hard to go to sleep. Middle of the night, I couldn't take it anymore. So I started taking my hair out, right?
mm.
Tell me why when I was unraveling my braids, I had hair in my hands. But mind you, my hands were away from my head. Ripped my hair out at the crown of my head. I was looking like, what's his name? Homer Simpson. Okay. So, oh yeah,
Whoa.
when I tell you, I was like, what the heck am I going to do? This lady ripped my hair out when I told her to stop braiding my hair. So I've got my hair braided all throughout my life. I've never had my hair literally ripped out of my scalp. And then I thought to myself, I
Whoa.
said, and mind you, my hair was long too. It was like to my mid back. So I thought to myself, I'm
Mm,
like, I hope she didn't do this on purpose because she probably don't even have an inch of hair on her head because she had a hat on the
mm,
whole time. She never took it off. Who does that in a salon? So I remember thinking, like, am I going to sue her? What am I going to do? Am I going to call the shop and ask for the owner? I ended up not even doing any of that because I was too traumatized by the bald spot in the middle of my head. And I remember thinking, like, am I going to just, is my hair going to be damaged forever? Because I've met some people where when their hair gets damaged, it's done. They got to wear weaves for the rest of their life. So I did some research and found out that I suffered from traction alopecia. I believe that was the terminology, but it was the traction alopecia, I believe is what it's called. So because trauma happened in that area, I had to do research. But to sum it up, I did my research. I started buying all types of natural oils. I started massaging my hair with the oils every day, and what do you know, my hair grew back. But I just seen other people where I just knew if I didn't act in time, I was going to be bald for the rest of my life if I didn't act quick. So that's my bad stylist experience, and I have never been back to a salon. At least I won't go back for braiding. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But yeah, all I have to say is, anyone watching, if your stylist is wearing a hat the whole time and you've never seen their hair, run. That's all I have to say. Okay, ladies. That's horrible. All right. Thank you, ladies. We're going to move on to the next topic.
On January 4th, 2022, Ruby Johnson had just gotten out of the shower when the SWAT team arrived at her Montbello home.
Anyone inside 5380, Denver Police Department with a search warrant. You need to come to the door with your hands up.
A man who had his truck stolen with guns, cash, and drones had an old iPhone in the truck. He tracked the location to Ruby's house, then sent it to police.
Ma'am, come to me.
More than 2 years later, Ruby doesn't live in the same place anymore.
This wrecked her sense of safety and security in the place she'd called home for 43 years.
Tim McDonald with the ACLU litigated this case, arguing that DPD violated Ruby's rights without enough evidence to do a search and seizure and forcing her out of her home.
She's an incredibly strong and brave woman. I think they did underestimate her willingness to make sure that this didn't happen to anyone else.
Where do you think she's hiding the rifle?
That led to a 5-day jury trial and a judgment in Ruby's favor of $3.76 million.
I think this will help. It will allow her to move forward knowing that the community, a jury of her peers, saw what happened to her and said, that's wrong, that's unconstitutional. What happened to you shouldn't happen to anybody else.
The ACLU says this brought justice for Ruby. They hope it brings justice for others.
We hope we'll set a really important precedent to ensure that citizens' rights to be free from that kind of invasion of the home is not done by police unless they have probable cause.
This is a precedent-setting, history-making case because it was tried under a new statute put into place after the George Floyd protests that specifically means the individual officers were named rather than the Denver Police Department as a whole when this lawsuit was filed. The city, however, will be responsible.
Have you ever had a police encounter that violated your constitutional rights? I know that's a deep one, but yeah, have you ever had a police encounter that violated your constitutional rights? And I will start with Tracy. That question is for you.
So I had a similar incident as this lady here in Georgia, only like 3 years after this lady, Catherine, I think her name was Johnson, in the city of Atlanta, was killed because they invaded her house thinking it was a drug house, elderly Black lady. So when I moved to the city, similar situation where the cops came to the house like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, hello? They're looking for somebody, I guess, that used to live there. Okay, this person no longer lives here. Okay, so then I proceed, I'm the type, I'm writing a letter. So I went down to the courthouse, found out who I need to send the letter to, told them what happened, whatever. I ended up sending it to the judge. And basically it happened again. The cops came one day when my daughter was there, went back down there, and I had to let them know, look, okay, now, so this is what's going to happen. You're telling me that whoever this person is you're looking for used to live here. I don't know what you need to do, but you need to be putting a flag on their account that they no longer live here, even though they still have the license, their license, I guess, in the system is saying they live here, because you're saying that this is a criminal And like I said, no criminal lives here, because if something happens to me, my daughter, or my dog, we're gonna have problems down here in Georgia. Okay, because I ain't from here. I ain't a peach. Okay, I'm from up north. How we get
Yeah.
down. So I don't know what's going on down here. And I wrote the letter, and then all of a sudden it stopped. I said, they were like, well, we just go by the last address, put a flag. I don't know what you need to do, upgrade your system. I don't know, but nobody better not come back to my house about this same incident, because the person doesn't live here, and I'm telling you that. Yeah.
Amen. I love the way you handled that. I really love the way you handled that. That
Yeah,
nipped it
because
in
I
the
was
bud.
nervous.
Yeah.
I
I
was
know.
nervous
That's
after hearing about
scary.
that lady. And I'm like, what is
Wow.
this crazy? Like, nah.
Wow.
Uh-uh.
Mm-mm. Thank you for that. Thank you, Tracy. Nia, same question to you.
No, I can't recall ever having my constitutional rights violated by the cops. I haven't had very many run-ins with the cops. I would say this. There were times in my life that I wish the cops came more frequently and or with more of a sense of urgency, that I was like, oh, they're real lax right now. Like I was in a domestic violence situation, and it's like when you call the cops, you want them there like in 5 minutes, and it was like an hour.
Wow.
So it seems like, when you want them to come, they're not really coming, they're not really tripping, they're too busy, it's too many calls, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not familiar with the Bay Area, with Oakland, they're having issues with retaining cops and, chiefs of police, et cetera. I don't know that they're breaking down doors out here looking for dope dealers, because I'm sure there are areas where those people are and everybody in the community knows it, and those houses are not getting busted into ever. So we just don't have that level of vigilism from the cops as far as I'm concerned. What do you think, Tony? What do you
Yeah,
think?
I was gonna say that, speaking of just Oakland, you call 911, you're gonna be on hold number one. And it's yeah, they're not they're not as active. They're not as active. And I have a past, and I've had some run-ins, but unfortunately I probably wasn't in the position to even vocalize my constitutional rights. So I can't say that they were violated. And they probably were, honestly. I just probably wasn't in the position to vocalize that. But yeah, growing up in Oakland, and I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things, but what I haven't seen is the police being proactive. So like I wish they would show up to somebody's house because they car got stolen. What? This is the Bay
Right.
Area is crazy now.
Capital.
So they don't even show up at all. Like they don't,
I heard
they're
about that.
not
I
showing
know
up.
it's funny that you ladies are actually from that area, because I was just speaking to my sister about the news, because mind you, I'm in Connecticut. I'm way near New York City, and I know what's going on over there. Like, the mayor seems way too lax from what I've seen. And also, I wanted to ask you ladies, since you do live there, is it true that they have a no chase rule? So if they see a criminal, they can't chase them? I don't understand that rule. Do you know what I'm talking about? I saw something on the news that said no chase, because some people were saying, I don't know. I don't know if you're familiar, if either one of you are familiar with that, but I was confused by that. They were
Mm,
saying something like, oh, there's a no chase rule or law or something where the police don't
um,
have to, I don't know. It was weird. I didn't understand that.
Yeah,
But they
that
do
is
seem too lax. Yeah.
So with retail thefts, if it's under like $10,000 or an obscene amount, you're the person who's at the retailer, whether it's the security or the staff, you're not going to go after your merchandise to recover it. You're not going to, because you used to be able to hold and detain thieves on site, but laws have changed. And I'm gonna say this. they put it on the ballot in a way where, you know how lawyers, they write down the ballot information. So you're like, they're like, do you want to persecute criminals who have theft over $10,000, or do you just not want them to go to overcrowded jails and go through the system? And you're like, yeah, they're locking people up all the time. I don't want to spend my taxpayers' money on little petty crimes. No, they shouldn't have that. And then 3 years down the pipeline, you realize, hey, wait a minute. This means that thieves who steal under $10,000 of merchandise don't get picked up by the cops, and there's nothing you can do as a retailer. And once that catches on, now everybody's doing crime under $10,000. Well, when I voted yes on that, I didn't know that that was what they were talking about. I just didn't want jails to be overcrowded with little petty crimes, because at the end of the day, we have to pay for those days in jail as taxpayers. And it's like, come on, you guys, the jails are making money because it's privatized. So yes, that is the case. But did we see that coming as taxpayers? No, we didn't.
Gotcha. Thank you for that, because I was confused by that. Should other states follow Colorado by eliminating qualified immunity for police officers? And I'll ask it again. Should other states follow Colorado by eliminating qualified immunity for police officers? All right, I will start with Tony. Do you get the
Qualified
question?
immunity? Yeah, so qualified immunity. In Colorado, because I'm not sure but Colorado.
Okay. So let me explain. So the article that I gave you, ladies, they were discussing it. So the reason why the lady, the older lady in the video, I forgot her name, but the reason why she was able to she was able to sue the officers because the Colorado does not offer qualified immunity to those officers. So pretty much how other states, usually if the officers are acting up, you have to sue the city, the police department, blah, blah, blah. In Colorado, you can sue the officers as individuals. So, and Colorado is one of the only states that does it. So,
yes, because I was reading that, but I said, okay, so Colorado is the only state to do that. Yeah, I
one of
think
the only
that,
ones.
wow. So I definitely agree. I think that will open up the door for them to be held responsible for their actions and not have to hide behind, the police department and going through all that, because it just, you have to go through all these different gatekeepers. So yeah, I'm in agreement that they should eliminate that. They definitely should, especially here. Yeah, they should.
Awesome. Nia?
I would agree. I do feel like individuals need to be accountable or held accountable for how they violate people. And I would agree with Tony if they're able to hide under the protection of government employee or, cops or whatever kind of group they fall into that affords them the protection of not being accountable for their actions. I definitely don't see that as anything beneficial to civilians in any way, shape, or form. I'm not even sure why that's something that exists, right? It just on so many levels, it sounds like not cool. If you're protecting and serving people, how do you now have qualified immunity? Like what?
Sounds a little shady.
Thank you, Nia.
I agree with Tony and Nia, yeah. Because I'm thinking when people are suing us taxpayers, if it's the state paying out, that's our taxpayer dollars. No, let's go civilly and get the people that are doing the killing, shootings, or whatever, make them accountable. Yeah. In civil court. Yeah.
All right, ladies. Thank you for your answers. Proposed Ebony Alert would highlight missing Black women and girls in Massachusetts.
Tonight, Governor Newsom signed a law that can help track down young people of color who have disappeared. Tonight, we're getting answers on how the new Ebony Alerts will work and who can benefit from them. California now has a new tool to help find missing Black youth. Amber Alerts have been around for 2 decades, and since that time, more than 370 children and at-risk individuals have been located.
Time is of the essence when it comes to an actual alert.
But some critics say African Americans are often overlooked by the notification system.
You see the difference of when white girls go missing and Black girls go missing. The sense of urgency is not there.
African Americans, whether they're children or young adults, are often listed as runaways.
State Senator Bradford is the author of a new law that creates Ebony Alerts for a community disproportionately impacted by missing youth.
African American young individuals make up almost 40% of those individuals who come up missing.
It's going to put significant change in how we react.
Barry Axios with Voice of the Youth says many young women who vanish end up being victims of sex trafficking.
Here in Sacramento, especially, a lot of our girls get exploited.
In addition to Amber Alerts, California also has Blue Alerts for suspects who attack a law enforcement officer, Silver Alerts for missing seniors and people with disabilities, and Feather Alerts for missing Indigenous people. So how is an Ebony Alert different?
Expanding the age from 12 to 25, because right now, a Amber Alert is for 17 years or younger.
Black youth considered at risk or with mental or physical challenges will qualify.
With this, the attention, the need, the urgency, I feel will be met, and it's going to be a game changer.
Now, the CHP and Office of Emergency Services will now work on getting the program started.
Do you think the Ebony Alert is needed? And I will start with Tracy.
Do I think the Ebony Alert is needed? Based on I listened to the video earlier. Based on the stats, and of course, there's always disparity with us and everything. I think it's a good idea. I wanted to know, though, I would like to know the stats of how many children they've found, though, in California, because I think California was the one that started it. So I would like to know, since they had it implemented, like, what's the data on that? I think, like I said, I think it's a good thing because it's always a disparity with us. So it's a good thing, but I would like to know more in details of California's stats and things.
Awesome. Leah?
I'm gonna say, on the surface, it all sounds good. It sounds a little bit like political theatrics, a little bit. It sounds like an ideology that we all want to get behind, but it is very like empty on the backside. There's no like weight to it. It was giving all lives matter because it was like a feather alert, a silver alert, an amber alert, an ebony. And by the time we're done with all these alerts, like I don't know what my body's telling me, which one to listen to. Somebody's missing. I don't know what to do. There's so many. So I just
the feather took me out. I'll let you keep talking, but when I listen to it again, that feather thing, I feel wrong for that, but I did chuckle a little bit. I was like, not the feather, but I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that it sounds good, but it feels empty to me. It really does. Like, I don't believe that ebonies are getting found because this ebony alert. I don't think too much difference is happening. Like you said, Tracy, let me see the data, but it's all lives matter to me.
Awesome. Okay. And Tony.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Mia and Tracy. Like, it sounds good, but again, like the feather alert, that to me, I had to really think about. I was like, oh, that sounds so disrespectful. Like, it seems the intention behind it is great. Okay. But I would like to know, how are these alerts going to be broadcast? what system is in place for this to be broadcast so that the public, are more aware of Black and brown people missing? Like, what is the process of this? Because I'm definitely like a crime junkie, so I hear a lot of cases, missing people. I'm just thinking, listening to there's a podcast, Black Girl, I think it's Black Girl Gone, Black Girl Unlost. So the way, number one, the way that it's treated through law enforcement, which is always the first step, that's the first thing. So yeah, I want to know, what are they going to do to ensure that they're even reported properly? Okay, like how are you gonna train the dispatch? I mean, what's gonna be in place for this to actually be beneficial, to make sense?
Yes. Yeah, I will jump in really quick and just say, to me, like at first it sounded like a good idea to, it sounded like a good idea, to kind of start spreading it amongst the other states because California already did this, but Massachusetts it's also considering doing this. But then I thought about it and I was like, but shouldn't the Amber Alert technically be like enough if everyone was doing their job? You know what I mean? So I almost feel like, but it's kind of like, okay, we have another alert. It's like, but technically, shouldn't it just be Amber Alert? Hey, everyone, no matter their skin tone, can you kind of just, try to find them and do your job since you're getting paid by, most likely taxes. So my view of it was like, technically, shouldn't Amber Alert be okay? I don't know why I'm stumbling. I just feel like Amber Alert should suffice. Like that should be enough. Like green alert, blue alert. Well, they have blue already. They got the silver, they got the feather, they got the ebony. Which I don't even know if I love the ebony thing, but whatever.
They trying to do like in the hospitals. They're trying to do like in the hospitals. We have the different alerts for like pink for stork for the baby, silver for gun, this and that. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, okay. But it's just, I don't know. That's just my view on it. I just feel like the Amber Alert should be technically enough, or maybe enhance the Amber Alert. Maybe make updates to the Amber Alert. That's just my opinion. I enjoyed speaking with you, ladies, and I look forward to meeting up again. Like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to join our next conversation.